nice and loud. Ionic bonding. This is where? In the middle? Top of the little circly diagrams? Yeah. Thank you, Monty. Go for it. Nice and loud.
This is where metal bonds with a non-metal. Instead of sharing the electrons, one of the atoms transfers one or more electrons to the other.
Okay, so here we've got a diagram that shows us the structure of sodium, which has got one electron in its outer shell, and the structure of chlorine, which has got 7 electrons in the outer shell. Sodium is a metallic element with the structure 281. So that becomes the one in brackets there. It's got brackets around it to show it's an ion. And outside the bracket, what symbol have they put there? Plus symbol, to show that it's a plus ion. If it had lost 2 electrons, they'd have written a plus 2 outside the bracket. And then we've got our negatively charged sodium. That's picked up an extra electron. And you see that they've put the extra electron in right at the bottom diagram as a cross. And to show that it's picked up an extra electron outside the bracket, they've put a negative. And if they ask you to draw a diagram of this, draw it like that. Put the brackets around it and the symbols on the outside. Okay, I think I've pretty much done the first half of this sheet. Whistle stop tour, turn it over. These are things that I would just recommend that you learn. Because we've got the bit on flame tests. You've done a lesson on flame tests. It's in your revision guide. There's a bit on solubility. There's a bit on chloride and sulfite ions and how you test for them. And there's a bit on precipitation reactions. And I would say to you, if you want to get a decent mark in the chemistry, that you do revision cards on these things and you just learn what colours the flame tests are as a start, kind of in this order, and then what the rules for solubility are, how do you test for chloride and sulfate ions, and then those precipitation reactions. Because I think they're very likely to come up as 2, 3, 4 mark questions. Describe how you would test these 2 substances to see what elements were in the compounds. Describe how you would test for a chloride ion. Describe how you would test for a sulfate ion. I think they're very likely to come up. So I would say in your revision, make sure you're doing some cards on them and just learning what they are. Okay, I hope that's been useful for you. I'm done, so that's my 20 minutes.